It's very wet Sunday morning, 19th of November 2023. I was going to put a little fitting on my bike to be able to put my GoPro on it. But unfortunately I bought this one on Amazon and it doesn't actually fit. So after some routing and messing around with it, I had to revert to a more basic sort of a thing that I have. It's like just a big holder, sort of a bull clip that clips onto the handlebars, and that did the trick. So the purpose was to allow me to have the GoPro camera on the bicycle, and I was going to go for a good spin this morning. But unfortunately the weather is so bad that I had to abandon it and decided I'd go for a run instead. So this video is basically the run that I went on and my thoughts afterwards about various things when I was going to Dublin to buy a new camera, and sharing my memories from my time in Enfield and so on. This is an experimental sort of a video, and I am up to or prone to experimenting from time to time and trying different things, and this video is definitely one of them. Some people might like it, some people may not like it. Here's the bull clip thing anyway, so that's for my GoPro, and here's my little GoPro camera now. I end up putting it on my baseball cap before I go for my run, and so I record the run, which lasts for about half an hour or so. But I explain then afterwards what I'm doing with this video and why it's so different from many of the other videos that I make. So here's the GoPro. It's a small little camera. It's an excellent camera for motion video when you're running or cycling or engaged in some activity, and it gives very, very good quality footage.
video is obviously different from the usual videos I put up on YouTube. It's a bit of an experiment that I'm carrying out. Yeah, as I was saying, this is a different video than the usual that I put out. It's an experiment that I'm carrying out, and I carry out quite a lot of experiments and have done over the last number of years since I started my YouTube channel. I think it was 2011. But from time to time I try different things, I experiment, and that's not to say that I depart from the bread and butter of my channel, the videos about law and business and so on. But from time to time I do experiment, and this morning I'm just doing an experiment, putting up a video on YouTube that's going to be probably 20-25 minutes, perhaps half an hour long, and I want to just see how it performs. It's a sort of, as I say, it's an experiment, and I saw something the other day on YouTube about a guy, and I want to just see how it performs. So if you like it, well and good. If you don't like it, you don't like it, that's fair enough. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button down below. People looking in from outside Ireland, people from the United States, from Europe and so on, may find the running I did this morning, if you could call it running, jogging or whatever, for half an hour in the Irish November morning, very wet, very miserable 19th of November 2023. People looking in from outside actually might find it quite attractive. The autumn colours and the small village that I live in this particular part of Kildare, in this particular part of Ireland, this particular part of the world. Some people, as I say, may find it therapeutic, may find it interesting, may like it. Some people may not like it, that's fine. It's an experiment I'm carrying out. Normal service will be resumed, and I have plenty of videos about law and business and so on lined up to publish. But if you like this one, or if you have any comments, leave them below. As I say, it is an experiment I'm carrying out. I want to just see how a video like this, simply GoPro capture stuck on my cap and sticking it up on YouTube, long video. I want to just see how it performs, see does it do anything. Thanks a lot. Heading to Dublin there this morning now. I'm going to buy a new camera. I'm going to buy a Sony ZV-E10, it's called. I have a number of cameras. I have 3 cameras already, but they're all Sonys. This particular camera, the only reason I'm buying it is because it has a very good sensor, but it has a flip out screen. So I have a camera already, a Sony Alpha 6000, which has the same sensor, an excellent sensor, but it doesn't have a flip out screen. And when you do videos the way that I do them, and vlogs and stuff like that, you need to be able to see. It's big help to see what you're actually, because I do a lot of talking head videos. In other words, the camera is not facing away from me a lot, it's facing towards me, and so I need to see that the light is alright and that I'm not standing in darkness or whatever. And without a screen to see that and set up the shot, set up the video, it is very difficult. It's guesswork. So this camera, it's Black Friday sale or whatever, although whether that's genuinely the case or not, I don't know, but it's an absolutely superb camera. And I already have a Sony ZV-1 which has the flip out screen, but this is a Sony ZV-10. It's a far better camera, but it's similar to the ZV-1 and it's similar to the Sony Alpha 6000, both of which I have. So I'm a bit like a woman. Some women, as you know, buy handbags and shoes, and some women, I say, because my wife pointed out to me this morning that it wasn't all women, only some women buy handbags and shoes and justify their purchase. I'm a bit like that in buying this camera. It's not absolutely essential, but it certainly will help me improve my game, improve the videos, I think, incrementally, just a little bit, but that's all it takes. If you keep doing something, and if you keep changing and keep iterating, and if each time there's a little bit of a change, a little bit of an improvement, then that's the way to improve, essentially. So don't really need it. But it's a very good camera. I'm going to buy it, and that's it. So as I say, I'm going to justify it on the basis that video and so forth has been very, very good for my business, and the publishing and making of videos, publishing of videos online on the likes of YouTube and Facebook and elsewhere TikTok, Instagram, etc. has been a huge part of my business and has helped me really grow the business. So not only is video really good for my business and very effective in generating leads and clients, but it's also something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy making videos for some reason, and I enjoy the act of sort of learning about making a video, making films, editing, stuff like that. So it's a sort of a hobby for me, but thankfully it's actually a hobby that is very cost effective, very cost efficient, whereas a lot of hobbies that you might engage in will be nice hobbies, but they mightn't produce much by the way of income at the end of the day. Now, clearly that's not the purpose or intention of being out with a hobby, but it's great that a hobby that you enjoy actually can be a huge help for your business. It can generate leads and clients. So that's why I like the video. I like making videos, and it's good for my business, but I enjoy making them as well, and that's why I can justify this camera purchase. The other thing is, and I was just thinking about this today, there was a guy there years ago when it comes to the question of making video and me being a solicitor and generating a lot of content online and generating clients and leads and so on, and often people would ask me why don't other solicitors do it and so on. I'm not really sure, but that's for other solicitors to answer. But I'm always reminded of a fella called Larry McKenna. Larry McKenna, when I was in Navan way back in, I think it was 1989 or thereabouts, I bought a shop in Navan. Larry McKenna was the local milkman, and in Navan up to that point, in all the shops and in the housing estates, Premier was the number one, was very strong, and Avonmore couldn't get a foothold at all. And Avonmore, in trying to get a foothold, came across Larry McKenna. Larry was a man who was very personable, very friendly, always laughing, talking to everybody, always laughing and joking, having a crack. Wouldn't have had a great education or anything, but would have been well got, well liked around Navan, and everybody knew Larry McKenna as a sort of a character. But in order to get into the market in Navan and get into the shops, get into the milk market, Avonmore took Larry on as an agent and basically gave him free milk and just told him to give out the free milk. So Larry was giving out the free milk to housing estates and to shops and so on, and he came to me and I took his milk as well, and we had a good old laugh about it. But Larry was telling me, and he soon grew his Avonmore milk round to very significant proportions, because like Larry was very popular. Avonmore milk is a very good product, and he soon grew it big time. That was the whole purpose. But one thing, an image that struck me, Larry told me that he used to go to bed every night with the tears rolling down his face with the laughter. He used to laugh himself to sleep, and the woman would wonder what's so funny, etc. But Larry used to think about how funny it was, him going around with this van and very little business experience, very little anything, nothing to lose, and he was giving out free milk, and he was growing this milk round to beat the band. And the image of him going to bed every night with the tears, as he said, rolling down his face laughing, was one that always stuck with me. And I don't go to bed every night with tears rolling down my face laughing when I think about my video activities and YouTube channel and so on. But I do think of Larry McKenna from time to time, and there is a sort of a comparison or an analogy there, sort of a connection between the first mover advantage that you might get in any particular activity, whether it's giving out free milk to grow a market, or whether it's giving out free content to grow a video YouTube channel or an online presence or build your brand. There is a similarity, I think, and I think of Larry McKenna from time to time, and I always have that image of him. He's a red-headed fella, and very popular in the estates, very popular with the women around the estates, and I can always picture him going to bed at night. I need to get petrol here now in Enfield, and funnily enough I'll be going into my old petrol station. It's the station that I developed. I bought it off my parents way back My father retired, I bought it, redeveloped it, and eventually then after, I don't know, 10 years or so, I flipped it, sold it on, and went into property development and so forth. That's a different day's work, different story. Obviously the Celtic Tiger came then, and the Celtic Tiger died, and you know, a lot of people got very, very badly affected and hit with the collapse of property prices, etc., etc. But going into this petrol station here now, where I'm going, it's a funny feeling sometimes, because obviously I used to spend a lot of Sunday mornings here getting the newspapers ready and doing this, that and the other. Let me see now where I'm going to park. It's a funny sensation. It's a funny feeling, because as I say, I used to spend a lot of time on a Sunday morning here getting the Sunday papers ready and so on, and doing other stuff that needs to be done. It's an apple green now. It was a shell when I had it, and then I converted it to a top blondest convenience store. There's a car wash just over there. I put that car wash in. Well, that particular one now has changed actually, but I put a car wash in there for the first time ever in Enfield. It was the first car wash at Enfield, just behind me there. And sadly, my father actually passed away on that car wash. He was helping my mother one Sunday morning, or one Wednesday morning it was. I was gone to Dublin at another shop in Dublin at the time, in Blackrock, and my mother was actually working for me after I took over. She was a young woman, is still alive, and she's fit and well, thankfully. But she was working for me, and that particular day my father just went out to give her a hand, and he was washing the car, and unfortunately he dropped dead on the car wash with a heart attack, I think it was. So I was in Dublin that day. I was in Blackrock, so I have all sorts of memories associated with that place, good and bad I suppose. But obviously the way my father passed away, he would have wanted it that way, because he certainly would never have accepted or been okay with a long lingering death of going to a nursing home or something like that. So he went out like a light on the car wash, helping my mother, and I was in Dublin at the time. I was running the place then, and I developed it and so on. So that's plenty of memories there. And that convenience store then would have done a lot of development in that too, built it up. And then the estate that was across the way there, that was the beginning of the Celtic Tiger, and the lads used to come over for breakfast rolls and so on, and the queue there every morning at 10 and 11 o'clock for breakfast rolls and so on. It was a real buzz, and there was a real sense of, you know, building something and doing something for the first time, being a sort of a pioneer. And it was the first car wash, and probably the first real convenience store in Enfield as well, in terms of the petrol stations, although there's only 2 petrol stations anyway. So that's the story with that particular station. It's an apple green now. Just waiting for Harvey Norman to open here. I'm a little bit early. I'm 5 minutes early, which is good time. So my idea of shopping now is to get in and out in a sort of a commando-like exercise, not be hanging around all day or dawdling from one place to another. I know what I want to get. I want to go in and get it and get home. I've bread to look after anyway. I have bread in the bowl at home, fermenting or proofing, or fermenting. So I need to get that into the fridge when I get back. So I'm not going to be hanging around here. Hopefully to have the camera I want. I think to have, according to online anyway, to have. So we'll see now in a minute. But I don't think they're open just yet. Maybe they are. Yeah, I'm going to go now and see are they open. Hopefully. They only had one camera, the one I'm looking for, the Sony ZV-E10. They only had one in stock. It was the display one, and he couldn't find the box. He couldn't find the bloody box for it, so and he can't sell it without the box, because the box has the accessories, whatever accessories might be in it. So it's been a fruitless mission here, but I'm going to go up to Curry's. I know Curry's have them or sell them as well, so I'm hoping that Currys might have it in stock, and if Currys don't have it in stock, I'll just order it and get it delivered out to Enfield. And I discovered there when I was standing around waiting for the young fella to find the box that it's actually cheaper in Currys. It's €749 here in Harvey Norman, and it's $6.99 in Currys. So hopefully Currys have it, but if they don't, as I say, I will just order it, have it delivered, and it'll still be cheaper than Harvey Norman's. Currys didn't have it either, so unfortunately it's been a wasted journey. I'm going to have to just order it online. I could have ordered it in store and they could deliver it out to me, but it's just as quick, the girl told me, to order it online, so that's what I'll do, and I'll have it delivered out then to the office in Enfield. The price there in Currys is good anyway, $6.99. It was $7.49 in Harvey Norman's, it's $6.99 there, which is very good. So even allowing for delivery out to the office in Enfield, it's probably going to work out cheap enough. But as I say, my trip today has been a bit of a waste, but anyway, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. It's a good bloody camera though, and I was hoping, and obviously seeing it there in the display in Harvey Norman, you're like a fucking child looking into a sweet shop. The camera is there, but the fucking box is not available, so it's kind of a bummer, you know. Anyway, that's the story. I have to go home now and sort out my bread, get it into the fridge before it overproofs. If it overproofs, it won't be as optimum as it ought to be when I bake it. So I've got to do that now. Where are we going here?
scissors there, son, no?
No, the scissors should be there, sir. Not in the... Oh, sorry. Really all the way up here, will you? We have, except I couldn't get Alan Moore, so I had to get Cronlogue. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the. No Alan Moore's. Paulina has come out and said he's going out with Dr. Claire. She's a senior clinical psychologist. He never seems to date dumb people. He seems to date very clever women. And she's also a former Rose Julie. Even O'Sullivan was a former Rose Julie as well, so they have to be beautiful and intelligent. Some people have all the luck, you've heard, don't they?
Yeah, some of us have to get down into the weeds. Slow.
It works both ways, it works both ways. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Have you no passive aggressive notes left in the bread bin?
Well, how about this? Maybe what's something else?
Well, Ben, will you remove all your bits? I don't want to touch the stuff
No.
because all you have to do is go and I mean I could do that, but you'd be giving out, so
You can do it if you want.
I'm going to.
I sort it out and later on. I want to watch the race.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll put it in the. I'll just put it in the press, and you can sort it out yourself. Then everything's gone.
I'll put it on the.
I'll take everything out.
On the press, yeah, on the drawers.
And as I said, there's two baskets sitting empty. Well, one's empty. I put some of your shit into the other basket already.